the channel. Pleasant Monday morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are. I just had to come here this day. Guys, I think the plot is thickening by the minute. No. If you're new here, kindly subscribe to the channel. Please also don't be shy. Leave a comment in the comment section. That's where we meet and chat and discuss. And if you're a returning viewer, welcome back and thanks for coming back. Now, there's something that I see not too long ago, and I want you guys to go and watch it for yourselves. I came across I am Masubo 1 doing a video, and can you please tell me, guys, why someone was recording Marwa secretly on the top of his roof? It sounded like Marwa was talking to Mr. Ibole or somebody else. The voice kind of sounded like Mr. Ibole. Can you kindly tell me why I am Marwa was being recorded secretly? The plot thickens. Now, if you go and watch I am Masubo 1's video, you're going to see, I mean, you guys can translate what Marwa was saying, but Masubo 1 was rejoicing and saying that he has exposed, that Marwa is exposed for mistreating workers. Whatever Marwa was saying, I don't know if you guys can translate and put it down in the comment section for me. I know it's early and everybody's out to work, but I have to do this now because I'm gonna be busier later. I'm gonna be very busy. Why would you record somebody secretly on their own, on their private property? On their private property. Now, you see why everybody was adamant that Marwa should stop the cameras from coming, stop the vloggers from recording on his compound? I am Masubo 1. My message to you is, you are digging up worms. You're unearthing worms. And when they start to feed on you, I don't think you're gonna like it. It is wrong. It is wrong for you to be having somebody on somebody else's property and recording them secretly. This is the time when Marwa should have the authorities involved. Guys, if I'm wrong, correct me. But it is bad enough that you know, Marwa been going through a lot lately with the people who is around him. Why after all this would you continue to have YouTubers coming on the property? This is what we were saying. Now I am Masubo is saying that he has strong, I am Masubo 1, let me clear it up. He's saying that he has strong connections in Marwa's property. So basically they're looking for clues. So people are coming in like their workers or their friends, and they're looking for clues. I'm wondering, what's the clue? What would the clue look like? What are you looking for, I am Masubo 1? You and whoever else is I am Marwa is a villager just like any one of you guys. I am Marwa is the one who brought light to Nyabohanse. When I say light, I mean he's the one who brought livelihood, the livelihood of YouTube, to Nyabohanse, so you guys could have something to do. And if you're watching me for the first time, Nyabohanse is a village in East Africa, to be exact. Marwa is a content creator out of East Africa, Kenya, from the village of Nyabohanse. I would say maybe in the Migori County area. And Marwa brought YouTube to his village, because you know, in Kenya, sometimes in certain regions, you know, people are more on the, I would say, primitive side. They're not, you know, open to these kind of things like us in the West, YouTube, so on and so forth, are walking around with a camera, to be exact. So Marwa brought YouTube to Nyabohanse and allowed the villagers, he invited them, like the young people around, and encouraged them to participate in making videos. He opened channels, YouTube channels for them also, and encouraged them to begin to earn a living from YouTube. And now you're finding that the same people that he encouraged, that he motivated, have turned around trying to find like faults with Marwa, trying to blame Marwa. You guys, if you're new here, you can go ahead and check out Marwa's channel. Great YouTube content creator out of East Africa. And the villagers are not having, some of the villagers are not having it at all. They do not want to, you know, see Marwa thrive, even though he was the one who actually opened the gates of YouTube. Right now, Nyabohanse is so known. It's one of the most popular villages in Africa just because of this content creator, Marwa. So back to what I was saying. So the villagers know, some of the villagers, a few of them, have become reactors and negative reactors, and are trying to find faults with whatever Marwa does. They complain that he does not treat people well. They complain everything that they can like pinpoint and find. He's human just like anybody else. And I'm not here taking sides. I'm here to say that when you find that you are circled around by enemies, Marwa, you have to be careful. This is a serious situation where you need to really open your eyes and start vetting your workers that come around on your construction site. It's no longer a construction site, it's a home. You're living there, but you're making repairs. You need to start vetting your workers. Why would somebody have a camera recording you secretly in your own private property? This is the the point where you take a pause and invite the authorities to come and do an investigation. Why are these people recording you and handing it over to the reactors who are now calling themselves your enemy? I just couldn't go on without pointing this out, because I'm going to get busy and I'm going to forget that I have this to point out. Welcome guys, for those of you who are watching, welcome to the Real Things Podcast. My niche is I basically do content out of Africa. That's my niche mostly. So welcome guys. Now, as I was saying, it is sad to know that the hand that feed you, I would say hand that feed you, because Marwa brought YouTube to Nyabohanse. These guys are now presumably earning a living off of YouTube, or earning a living off of based on earning a living based on contributions that maybe channel watchers may have contributed to them, and they're earning a living. And the enemies that he has built himself, I say built, he has made himself, Marwa has made himself enemies, some terrible enemies, only because of his kind heart. You guys ought to remember that I am Marwa is only human. Just as how you're messing up, he can mess up. And he is not entitled. He's not you cannot beseech him to live the life that you want him to live. I am Marwa is his own man. He pays his own bills. And he even brings food to your table. You guys, because if you didn't have a niche, if you didn't have content about I am Marwa, you guys wouldn't have anything else to do other than being farmers, other than maybe making babies, beating your wives, basically just like what we've been learning about lately. Like a lot of these guys who comes on YouTube and claims to be content creators, who claims to be reactors, are wife beaters. I'm not going to call any name. I'm not here about the name calling. The only name I will call this morning is I am Masubo 1. You need to quit. You're digging up worms. You're unearthing worms. And when these worms start to feed on your flesh, you're not going to like it. I am Marwa is not obliged to live life based on how you see. You guys started out so good, and then you are pulling aside, being influenced from outsiders and people who have no clue of what it is that happens in the village. You're living in the same village that I am Marwa is living in. Why are you creating an enemy out of the guy when the I am Marwa is not even paying attention to you guys? And I say again, this is the time when I am Marwa needs to involve the authorities for having whoever that you, I am Masubo 1, place to be a watchman, a secret recorder on his compound. You're so brave that you came up boldly and played the video showing I am Marwa. Actually, you're not seeing his face, but you're hearing his conversation with whomever he was speaking with. It is wrong. It is against the, I mean, I'm not sure about Kenya law, but it is against the law to be recording people like that secretly on their private property. It is wrong. It is wrong. And this is when I am Marwa should put his foot down and start to slap some real lawsuit on you guys. It's wrong. And it is so hard. I mean, he was on his live last night talking about people in mask. And these are some of the example. I mean, you guys have been unmasked because you came out publicly and stated that you started name calling, you even ridiculing I am Marwa having one eye based on childhood accident that happened in his childhood days, and you're laughing at it. That is not a laughing matter. If somebody lost an eye, that is not something to laugh about. So guys, if you're here and if you've never heard of I am Marwa, kindly go over and watch his channel. I am _Marwa. You can go over and watch his channel and see this guy is doing like a lot for his community. And there's a handful of people. Some are from Kenya, some are not from Kenya. And they've ganged upon him based on, Marwa is like sometimes a carefree guy. He lives his life like any young person would. It likes a lot of girls and so on and so forth. Now he's settled down. Like people was hating on him for just being himself. Now he's settled down. He's finding a wife, and he settled down and still doing what he normally does, and it is to take care of his villagers, bring them job opportunities. And the funny thing about it, these villagers are the one that don't want to be working for him, but they want shout outs from his channel. They want for him to use his influence to shout them out so they can you say no, like the watchers, the subscribers gravitate from his channel, for his Marwa's channel to their channel, and then they will start. The whole idea is for them to come around him. Even if they really don't want to work for him, they're gonna come around him, pretend as if they want to work, and then they're gonna ask for shout outs on his channel, and whenever he gives them the shout out. and they start getting subscribers, and subscribers start donating, automatically they're starting to change. The true colors of these individuals starts to come out. Take for instance this guy, Nairobi teacher. I said I was not going to call any name, but I did a video yesterday, and you know, it was on this guy. This guy has become a snake. He sat in Ayamarwa's parents' house, the house that Ayamarwa sweat in sun hot, rain, travel from country to country, made content. That money he put together along with his siblings and built a house, and Nairobi teacher came, sat at Ayamarwa's table, ate with him and his parents. And now he's one of the ones, a shapeshifter I call him, that has gone digging up worms also, just like I am Masubo one. And I am Nairobi teacher came to me about and say, begging and literally crying tears on camera. Guys, the length that these people go through to get close to Ayamarwa in order to earn subscribers so they can turn around and bite him in the butt. I would never say the butt. I would say bite him in the neck or stand on his neck, because the guy can hardly breathe now. He's so frustrated. It's like the attack is coming from all angles. It is sad. It is sad. To see that you put your hand in your pocket sometimes and give somebody the last that you have at the moment and tell them, okay, go buy something, or you can pay your bus fare, or you can pay a one night Airbnb stay. This is how this guy operates. This is how Aymara operates. Whenever they come to him from wherever they're coming from, and they always have a story, and in the end they will turn around and become so negative towards this guy, and they gang up with others from outside influence. Guys, let me tell y'all something. This is my message to you guys in the Kenyan diaspora. You need to stand with your own. If you come around and you don't want to work, and Ayamarwa hires somebody from Tanzania, you guys find a problem. You guys says that he hires outsiders. But whenever you guys come, all you come to do is to look for channel subscribers. You guys come to Marwa to shout out. And this is what we were saying to Ayamarwa, that it is time that he stops this shout out. And he's so kind. And you guys are taking advantage of Ayamarwa's kindness. I never intended for this life to be so long, but it's very painful to watch. When I woke up and I saw the video on my feed, on my YouTube feed from I Am Masubo One, somebody hid a camera and recorded Ayamarwa secretly on his own property. Time for you to call the authorities. The authorities needs to be involved. It's sickening. Can you imagine what next these people will do when he's not around? Ayamarwa is supposed to be traveling. He said on camera that he's supposed to be traveling, which I don't even think that he should do. He's supposed to be traveling anytime soon. And when you start to but he's a transparent guy. This is the thing. He lives his life on camera for the public. It's like he's a person who will say that he has no secrets. And when you think of it, it's true. Because if he's having problems with his workers and he's on live, he's not going to hide. He's going to say exactly. He's going to say exactly. Let me just close this out. Something has popped up on the camera. He's going to say exactly how he feels. If he's hurt, if somebody pissed him off, so on and so forth. He's going to say exactly how he feels on camera. So he lives his life in the public's domain. After all, he's a influencer. He's a public figure. Loved by a lot and hated by so many. hated for why? Why? For being himself? Hated for being himself? This is just, it's not making any sense. As I said before, and I'm going to say again, I am Marwa. It is time for you to call in the authorities and find out, investigate who had the camera recording you secretly while you were having your conversation with your engineer that is fixing the roof. That voice sounded like Mr. Ebola that he was speaking to. I'm so heartbroken. Believe me, Africans, you guys need to look out for each other. I mean, Kenyans, you guys need to look out for each other. I don't know, neighbor Hansians, whatever you want to call. You guys need to look out for each other. You're villagers. Why are you going to turn around? And the thing about it, these reactors are coming on camera to say that I am Marwa is buying out the entire Nyabohanse village. So what? When he buys the village, when he buys land in the village, and he builds property on these lands, isn't he bringing jobs for you guys? Isn't he helping you guys to put food on the table? Isn't it? So what is the problem with that? Ayamara brought electricity in the village of Nyabohanse from off the main. And right now, I was made to understand that his house, imagine you're gonna take up how many million to buy posts and wire. And in the end, you are the only one that you and your family does not have electricity. And everybody else further up the road has it and you don't. What is this? Let me tell you something. You see, when you're in an environment that you're that hated, I swear, sometimes it's best you just go someplace where nobody knows you. And this is the reason why Demo Wango is loving Jamaica this much. Because she's accepted. This is why she speaks so highly of Jamaica, because she's loved and accepted. Imagine your own villagers. Your own villagers turning against you. Eh? If you hire somebody locally, they come and they only come for shout-outs. And when you hire somebody from the neighboring Tanzania or Nairobi, they complain and say that the villagers, the reactors in the village complain and say that he's hiring outsiders. But you are the ones that making him to hire outsiders, because you don't really want jobs. You want shout-outs to build your channel. And all that is in your head is that you want to have the same lifestyle like what I Am Marwa has. But that is the reason why he brought YouTube to you guys in the first place. So you can build yourself. It's like, I'm going to give you the seeds. Him giving you the idea of YouTube is like him giving you the seeds. But then you have to go and look the land to cultivate, to plant these seeds. So why hate? Why hate the person that gave you the seed in the first instance? You have to get up your ass and go and look land to cultivate. And also cultivate it when you get the land. By you using the seeds that he gave to you. Why hate? It's just not making any sense. Guys, I don't know what your views are on this topic, but you can kindly leave your comments, leave your suggestions in the comment section. And if you have no clue what I'm talking about, for those of you who maybe just got on, I'm talking about I Am Marwa, the Kenyan content creator from near Nyabohanse in the Muguri County. I'm speaking about him this morning. We always should love each other. I Am Marwa is a loving and kind person from what I'm seeing on camera. He's willing to help, but he's gonna give you the tool that you need to go out and fend for yourself. Why hate? Why hate? So there are other villagers who started doing YouTube, other villagers in Nyabohansi who started doing YouTube based on the fact that Marwa opened the village of Nyabohansi to the idea of YouTube, and they saw his progress. He openly speaks to them of what to do, what not to do, how to build their channels. He gives them shout outs. And all he's getting is some hefty feet on his neck. Just for helping, just for being kind, just for being himself. It's painful to watch. Now, one of the negative reactors out of the same village of Nyabohansi is targeting Marwa by using one of the so-called worker that is there at Marwa's villa now, repairing the roof, using the worker to record I Am Marwa secretly, and have the heart to get up and make a video with the secret recording. You know how serious that is by law? You need to be arrested. You need to be arrested. I'm not going to be able to see the comments. I'm using my phone, so I'll read any comments after. He needs to be arrested. Why? I mean, the sad part about it is that I Am Marwa had already given a lot of the YouTubers that is there, they're working. He had already given them the go-ahead to record. I guess some of them will say that they don't want to be paid. He can give them shout outs for payments, but that you need to stop. I Am Marwa, you need to stop. YouTube is YouTube. Let them go fend for themselves. They already have the idea. If you want to give a shout out, it's fine. If you have somebody that you love and care about and you want to give them a shout out, give them the money, pay them the money, as someone mentioned. I think it's Sergio mentioned that you need to pay them by M-Pesa, so you have a trail, an electronic trail. Pay them by M-Pesa. But forget about shout outs, because it's coming to actually suffocate the life out of you. Do you know how these things can affect you mentally, to know that you give your all to somebody, you've been backwards, and then these same people who you grew up with are some of them who know you from you were a child, because some of them older than you. These are the ones, just because of your success, these are the ones that are coming to sell you out. Back to the days of slavery. They are the ones that are talking about slave. You have a slavish mentality. Who are the slave? Who are the slave? Who has the slavish mentality? Yo, it really pains my heart. It really pains my heart. I Am a Suba one. You're digging up worms. You're unearthing worms. And when they come to eat up on your flesh, you must remember that this world is a round place, and it keeps on giving. Circle, circle, circle. What goes around comes around. You have no right to have somebody secretly record the man in his private residence. If it's a YouTuber doing YouTube there, like they normally do, I could understand. But the way how the camera or the phone, whatever it is that they were using, was positioned, you could see that it is positioned to catch him speaking, to catch I Am Marwa saying things. Please, anyone who go and watch I Am a Suba one video, and I don't even care if you're here watching. Anyone who go and watch that video, I Am a Suba one, and the latest video that he did, and because I'm not really familiar with the I don't know the Swahili language that much. I know a few words, but not everything. and then come out laughing. You see, now the Kenge, because that is the name that he calls I am Marwa. Why the name calling? That's your brother. And if your brother lost his eye during childhood, is that something to be fun, to laugh about? Is that something to make fun of because somebody has one eye? Do you know what these things does to somebody's mental well-being? Boy, Ayamara, all I'm telling you, this is the time for you to involve the authorities. Put on your shield and your armor. Let your mother keep on praying for you, because prayers, but what the point that I want to say in closing is, whenever the universe is ready for you to spread your wings and fly higher, to soar, you're gonna see everything around you come. It's like every attack is gonna come from left, right, and center. So Ayamara, be prepared. Put on your armor and stand your ground. You are you. And don't let nobody force you to bend backwards based on their ideologies and their theories of how life's supposed to be, or how you're supposed to live your life. It's bull. There was a situation in the villa during the party time when he had a 1 month, during December, when he had a 1 month party. And Christmas List was very adamant that Ayamarwa should not change his style. Don't come out of the attire that you're wearing because somebody gifted you something, you have to wear it. That's not your style. Christmas List was just saying, Marwa, that's not your style. You have a uniqueness about you. I agree with Christmas List, because there's a uniqueness about, that is what makes your brand, that is what builds your brand, your uniqueness. So do not bend backwards for anybody based on their stupid ideology of how you should live your life. Furthermore, a lot of those guys have, like, I don't even really like to use the word. They're from the medieval days. So their ideas does not apply to your lifestyle. You've traveled, you've seen the world, and you know how things go. How the thing go, you know how it goes. Sorry for the camera, it's sticking. You've traveled and you know how the thing go. So majority of the way how you do things, it does not apply to their ideas of life, does not apply to the way how you live your life, because you've been there and done a lot. So in closing, Ayamarwa, I'm gonna tell you, please, time to call the authorities, time to dig up your staff, time to shake them up, time to investigate who is the informer, who is the one that is telling you your information. And you know guys, look at this. I watch a lot of YouTubers out of Kenya, whether they're reactors or whatever they are, YouTubers, regular YouTubers or reactors, their channels will come up on your feed. All right, so I will watch. I'm not a biased person, and I give, if you're wrong, you're gonna be wrong. That's just how I see it. I'm saying all of that to say, sometimes some things, take for instance, when Alex, the security guard, was fired last week, I was watching a particular reactors channel, and nobody else that follows Marwa knew that Alex was fired. Marwa did not come out and say, okay, he's fired and he's now gone. Alex is now gone from my property. No. But that reactor, wherever she is or was, she knew that Alex was fired, and she knew the particular time because she stated it on her channel. And I'm wondering, who is feeding these people with all this information that is coming out of Marwa's house? Is it that somebody has a link to your cameras? That is something that you need to check out also. I'm beginning to think that you need to seriously change your passwords for your security cameras. Change it up and have it personalize these things to your likeness. So you and you alone have, I mean, these guys know how to do what they're doing. But I'm just saying, I'm just saying, I don't want to go off too wild. But sometimes you have to take these measures. Sometimes you have to put these measures in place just to be on the safe side. How are these information getting out there? How? Before Alex probably went back home, his news, it was all over on the Reactors channel that Alex has been fired at that time, and he's no longer at Marwa's property. It is sad. It is sad. It is sad. I mean, I know Marwa live his life in the public, and as he says, he has no secret. I understand. Because you're a very transparent guy. It's not everybody can deal with transparency, because they live their life so mucky and hideous, cave life, kind of medieval kind of lifestyle. And this is what is, your transparency is killing a lot of people. It is killing a lot of people. And it is causing them to act in some kind of ways that, as if they want to eat you alive. They want to devour you based on the way how you choose to live your lifestyle. People need to get locked up for this video. People need literally to get arrested for recording you secretly on your property. Whatever you say is as if you don't have no privacy. There's no privacy. These are things that we were trying to warn you about. One of the followers got so pissed at me that they even said that I have a crab in a barrel mentality, because I'm saying that Marwa should stop people from walking up and down in the villa in his home. Stop Marwa should stop the YouTubers from walking up and down in his home with a camera. This is not a museum. It is not a park. These things are allowed because of the openness of Marwa's heart, and the fact that he wants to live a transparent life, and that's how he chooses to live, which is getting you in a lot of hot water right now, Marwa. So sometimes you need to have blackout days. When I say blackout days, maybe just do some reels, do some shots, and just call it Judge, and let us see what they're gonna find to talk about. Anyway, guys, thank you for those of you who are watching. Leave your comments below, because I'm going to read them, and we're going to discuss. Tell me if I'm right or wrong for saying all that I'm saying. I don't give a rat's ass. Right is right. It is time to shake up some of these workers. Who is the traitor amongst Marwa? I mean, you could imagine these guys go as far as even calling the guy Marwa's land a swamp. Water is the source of life. How many of you have to go to the river for water? He's getting clean, natural water, spring water that people have to pay hundreds of dollars for per annum to buy, for drink, to do everything. Water is the source of life. So can't you see that he's blessed? Even though he's in a swamp, water is the source of life. When you can go without food for days, try going without water for 2 days and see what happens to you. You're shut down. So whether he's in a swamp, bump, whatever the heck, water is the source of life. And you guys need to quit. You guys need to quit. I'm not taking it personal, but it kind of hurts, because I was working at a place one time, and when I was like everybody working the floor, and suddenly after a couple of years, because of my willingness and the way how I show myself on the job, I became manager. I became everybody's enemy. Once you see you decide to keep your head down and work hard and not be distracted by the naysayers, you become public enemy number one. When I tell you people who I used to sit in the lunchroom with, people who we used to go liming with, I say liming because this is the Caribbean, meaning to go out. Talking about in the Caribbean, where I was. People who we used to go, jump on a plane, go to St. Martin, jump on a plane, go to Virgin Gorda, jump on a boat, go to St. Thomas, US Virgin Island. Everybody became my enemy. Like, I became everybody's enemy. I'm sorry. I became everybody's enemy. Why? Because I was promoted to manager. Some of them went as far as saying I probably was carrying news to the boss lady. That's why she granted me the position. No. And they did everything to make my life miserable. Everything. So when I step into the office, it's as if I was stepping on hot coals. Wood fire, blazing fire. It's like I was stepping on hot wood fire. For what? Only because of the position which was granted to me. And the Almighty above know that rightfully I deserved that. Self-praise is no recommendation. But God knew that I worked long and hard. Even before all of them that was hating upon me. 20-something years I worked. Non-stop. Everybody used to say, but you don't even take lunchtime. You're so dedicated to your job. And they were the nicest, best compliments until I got promoted. I became their enemy. So I am Marwa. Time to call the authorities. Nobody, and time to close the gates of YouTube to workers. Time to close. Leave the cameras home. You're coming to my work, come and work. I don't know if you guys are hearing me clearly because I have a fan on in the background, but I hope you do. Hope you are. Time to leave the cameras at home. If you're giving me 6, 7, or 8 hours, come with your tools in hand. It is not content time. When you're done, use your leisure, the time that you get to your leisurely time, and go and do your content, not in my compound. That is how I see it. I am Marwa. That's my message to you. Firstly, let them leave the cameras at home and have somebody discreetly check your Wi-Fi settings. Too much of your business out on the street. I know you live a transparent life. I know that you live a transparent life. My camera is freezing, the internet cornering. I know that you live a transparent life. But a lot of things that you do not come out and say, when you don't say it, others are saying it. Headlines reach on the street before you could even think of how you're going to say these headlines. How you're going to put them together to make a video to come and speak to the public. It is your property. So you should reserve the rights for whatever that goes on there. Not any old Joe. Huh? It's not right. It's not right. Whatever happens in your property, you should reserve the right to protect that until if you decide to reveal anything that happens there to the public. The firing of Alex, I said, was a perfect example of things reaching out in the public. How do they know these things? How these reactors know these things and they're not even living there? How? So there's a rat in your house. There's a rat in your compound. Time to throw down some rat traps. Time to put down some rat traps. Anyway, guys, I'm going to end this live. Thank you for kicking it with me. I know it's very early. I'm gonna end this live. Thank you for kicking it with me, and I hope that you enjoyed the live. I hope that you have some takeaways, and I hope that we can discuss down below. I'm gonna come back again with another video, and let us watch what is going to happen. Let us watch what's going to happen from this secret recording. Let us see, and I pray that Ayamara will take some serious actions, because it's very bad. It's very, very bad. It's very bad. Anyway, guys, like I said, thank you for, kicking it with me this early Monday. And I'm going to come back, and I'll see you guys on another live. God bless. Thank you for making it to the Real Things podcast. Bye.